Morning, children. Today we are going to see the third chapter of history, India's internal challenges. Now, children, in this chapter we are going to study about the internal challenges or what problems India is facing inside its country. We shall see some internal challenges like separatist movement. What are separatist movement? Now, separatist movements means some people of any state, they want a separate state, so they fight for that separate state. That is called a separatist movement. Then we are going to study about the issues of Northeast India. Now, the states under Northeast India are Assam, Arunachal Pradesh, Manipur, Meghalaya, Mizoram, Nagaland, Sikkim, Tripura. All these states, they differ in ethnicity, language and culture, and what problems they were facing, that we are going to study in this chapter. Now, next is communalism. Communalism is a serious threat to the unity of our country. Communalism emerges due to the narrow religious pride of one's own religion. Means a person thinks, or that religion's person think that my religion is more superior to the other religions. So from that communalism is arose. And now regionalism. What is regionalism? Regionalism means having excessive pride about one's own region. If a person is a Marathi, he'll think that my region is most important or superior to the other region. So that is regionalism. We'll study these points in detail afterwards. Now we'll study the unrest in Punjab. Akali Dal was a major political party in Punjab. In 1973, the Akali Dal passed the Anandpur Sahib resolution. The following demands were made. Now, this Akali Dal was a group which made some resolution to the government that Chandigarh should be made a part of Punjab, and the Punjabi speaking parts in other states should be included in the state of Punjab. Then recruitment of people from Punjab in the Indian army should be increased. Now, what is recruitment? Means the Punjabi people should get more jobs in the Indian army, and more autonomy should be given to the state of Punjab. Means the state of Punjab should have self-government without any outside rule of the central government or any other government. And more autonomy should be given to the state of Punjab. Now, Akali Dal came to power in Punjab in 1977. While taking charge, they asked for a larger share of river water for Punjab, that is holy city status for Amritsar, and along with their old demands. Means they, before their demands were Chandigarh should be a separate part, Chandigarh should be a part of Punjab, the Punjabi speaking people should get more recruitment in Indian army, and the more autonomy should be given to the state of Punjab. These three were the first demands, and after again when they came to power in Punjab in 1977, they asked for larger share of river water for Punjab, and Amritsar should be given the status as a holy city. Now, in 1980, the movement for independent Khalistan took root in Punjab. During that period, the leader of Akali Dal was Sant Harcharan Singh Longawala. He used to direct his activists from the Golden Temple to stage protest. Means he wanted independent Khalistan, and he was a leader, Harcharan Singh Longwala. He was leader of this Akali Dal, and he used to direct, or he used to give instructions to these activists which were under him to protest against the government from the Golden Temple. On the other side of Golden Temple, armed followers started gathering around a staunch Khalistan supporter. Now, one side were the protesters, and on the other side, the army. They were trying, Indian army. They were trying to gather around the Khalistan supporters. That is Sant Jarnail Singh Bhindranwale. He was also the staunch supporter, means loyal supporter or committed supporter of separate Khalistan, Sant Jarnail Singh Bhindranwale. During that period, terrorist activities had begun. Bhindranwale was arrested in 1981, accused of the murder of newspaper editor Lala Jagat Narayan. He killed this Lala Jagat Narayan. He was the newspaper editor. In 1981, he was killed by Bhindranwale. After this incident, the situation got worsened, and due to these developments, President's rule was imposed in Punjab in 1983. As the situation was not under the control of state government, the President's rule was imposed in Punjab in 1983. What is this President rule? President's rule is suspension of state government and direct control or direct central government's rule will be imposed in state. Bhindranwale went to stay at a religious place called Akhal Takht. Bhindranwale's followers captured the Golden Temple and built a barricade of sandbags over there. Now Bhindranwale, he went to stay at Akhal Takht, and his followers, they tried to capture the Golden Temple and build a barricade of sandbags over there. Means they build a barricade like or around a boundary around a holy city, that is Golden Temple, of sandbag, and that prevented anybody's movement in the Golden Temple. The area looked like a fort, and this greatly disturbed the peace in Punjab. It was a major challenge to Indian democracy. Now, how our government and how our army, they tried to evict these terrorists from the Golden Temple, that we are going to see now. The Operation Blue Star was started for that. The main task of getting the terrorists out of the Golden Temple was entrusted to Major General Kuldeep Singh Brar. On the morning of 3rd June 1984, the mission Operation Blue Star started. The operation ended on 6th June. So 4 days it went on Operation Blue Star. The operation ended on 6th June. In this military operation, the Indian Army functioned with great restraint. Means with very much control they did this operation. The operation ended with the death of Bhindranwale and other terrorists, and the Bhindranwale and the terrorists were died during this Operation Blue Star. In 1986, an operation had to be conducted against terrorists in the Golden Temple once more, and it was called Operation Black Thunder. After this action was taken, the process of establishment of peace in Punjab picked up movement. So after these two operations, the peace in Punjab started again to be peaceful in Punjab. Now children, do you know the military expedition taken up with a particular objective is called an operation? What is an expedition? Expedition is a journey or a war. Now this was that operation was also a military expedition which was called as operation. So this was taken out for the particular, this whatever military expedition is taken out for any particular object to be completed. Now the object for this Operation Blue Star and Black Star was to evict or to take out the terrorists from the Golden Temple. Operation Blue Star was an operation undertaken to evict the terrorists hiding in the Golden Temple. Now children, we are going to study about the issues concerning Northeast India. Northeast India consisted of the 8 states of Assam, Arunachal Pradesh, Manipur, Meghalaya, Mizoram, Nagaland, Sikkim and Tripura. International borders of India touch each of the states to varying extents. Means every state has different boundaries, different changing extents. These states or sizes also we can say. These states are different with respect of ethnicity. Ethnicity means the group of peoples, then their language and their cultural diversity means whatever people were there, they were of different cultures. The first Prime Minister of independent India took the lead in bringing the tribes living in this area into the mainstream of country. Means the people who were living in these areas did not get any sort of government, what we can say, help or whatever the government issues, the help they were not getting. So at that time Prime Minister Jawaharlal Nehru, he tried to bring them into the main country or mainland of India and tried to give them the support or help. In 1954 he formed the Northeast Frontier Agency area comprising of the territories on the Sino-Indian border and the tribal areas towards the north of Assam. So he formed Jawaharlal Nehru, he formed the Northeast Frontier Agency area comprising means which had the territories of Sino-Indian border, the areas or the places which are on the China-Indian border and the tribal areas towards the north of Assam. Nehru took the position of bringing about the development of hundreds of tribes in these parts while preserving their culture. He tried to develop these people by giving employment opportunities or by giving them help and by preserving their culture. Special provisions have been made with respect to these areas in the 6th schedule of the Indian Constitution. Now in 1965 the responsibility of administering this area or looking after this area was given to the Ministry of External Affairs. Now this Ministry of External Affairs is also known as Foreign Ministry, which conducts foreign relations and which is responsible for India's representation in United Nations. The Northeastern Council Act in 1971 was supposed to advise the central government regarding aspects of common interest in economic and social spheres. Means whatever is good for these people on the basis of economic as well as a social sphere and interstate transport, electricity, flood control, these all on the regards of this, the central this Minister of External Affairs has to or was supposed to advise the central government. Now children, will see about the Mizoram. The tribes in Northeast India have an ancient history. Tribes means the tribal peoples, Adivasi peoples. Now when India became independent, the government gave administrative autonomy to the district of Mizo majority areas of Lushai Hills. Now what is this Lushai Hills? These are the mountain ranges in Mizoram. So government tried to give administrative autonomy to these districts of Mizo majority areas, which comes in the Lushai Hills. When the States Reorganization Commission was appointed in 1954, the expectations, as they got the autonomous, their expectations increased. Now they got the power. They tried that they wanted a separate area or Mizo province. They wanted that separate Mizo province. Now Mizo leaders started demanding an autonomous Mizo province. Means autonomous Mizo province means where only the self-government will rule and without any outside control. Now in 1959 the territory of Mizoram experienced severe drought. As rainfall was not there, severe drought was there during at that time in 1959, and during this famine Mizo leader Lal Denga served the common people a lot. Mizo leader, who was a leader in this area, he helped these common people a lot, and this person was named as Lal Denga. In 1961, Lal Denga established an organization called Mizo National Front, and he asked for Greater Mizoram, an independent nation carved out of Tripura, Manipur and Mizo majority areas from the Lushai Hills. So he wanted his separate Mizoram with the not only Mizo people but with the Tripura, Manipur and Mizo majority. Now in March 1966, Mizo National Front announced the emergence of independent Mizoram. Prime Minister Indira Gandhi handled the situation firmly and suppressed the rebellion. Prime Minister Indira Gandhi, now these people rebelled that they wanted their separate Mizoram. But that time Indira Gandhi was a Prime Minister and she handled these rebellions very firmly and she tries to stop this rebellion. When the situation calmed down in 1972, the Mizo majority area was given the status of a union territory. Now this Mizo majority area is now as union territory. Afterwards it was given as, that time it was announced that it will be a union territory. In 1985, Prime Minister Rajiv Gandhi had an agreement with the Mizo National Front and Mizoram was given the status of a full-fledged state. After 1972, it was given the status of a union territory. But after 1985, Rajiv Gandhi, he had an agreement with these Mizo National Front and he announced Mizoram as a full-fledged state, and Lal Denga became the chief minister of this state. So children, the next part we'll study in the next session.